You're ready.
He's already started it, so. Can you get this up? You gotta. Oh, Ann Bliss is on. Hi, Ann.
Yeah, that's okay. You're okay.
Okay. I would welcome you all who are here and who are online today. This is the first time we've ever done this, so I hope you all online will bear with us and all you here. This is the monthly meeting of the Manasota Dowsers, and we are delighted to have a very special guest speak, although he's not really a guest because he's a member of our group. But first, I'd like to read something that I think is really neat. We come together this afternoon as earthly humanity, Earth humanity, united in purpose, to clear the path for all to live in peace and harmony through mutual respect, love, compassion, and self-responsibility. Now, I'd like to introduce Shri Gupta, who lives in South Florida, been here since the year 2000, and he's been a regular participant in many services and meditation activities. Meditation, yoga, and alternate healing techniques have been his passion for over 30 years. And he's been in contact with many great yogi masters and learned quite a bit from them. And so I welcome you, and I'll get out of the way so he can sit here, and I'm so glad to see you.
Thank you. Thank you, girl. Let me take the position. Well, it took a little effort to set this up. So,
Push the lid back and then stand up. Is that a possibility?
let me see.
So more people can see.
Let me see.
Push trash. Is that like that?
I think that should be okay,
Okay.
right? I think. Yeah, I'm just trying to set it up.
Speaker. And
Well, there's no speaker, I think. So
no,
that's
you're the speaker as opposed to having other people on.
Yes, yeah. I think they should be able to hear me. I think if I speak loud enough. So again, as Carol said, I'm Shri Gupta, and now I live in St. Petersburg, about 35 minutes ride from here. I'm fundamentally electronics engineer, and I'm retired. I used to work for Motorola in South Florida, and then I retired. And this is my hobby and passion, to learn different techniques, both Western and Eastern, that relate to our health. So I'm sure there are a lot of health practitioners here, and you know a lot of them. So I'll share one of them with you, which probably you've never heard of. This is called paida lajin. If you know the traditional TCM, the traditional Chinese medicine, there's one book, 5,000 years old book, called The Canon of the Yellow Emperor. So that book is source of all the Chinese techniques. You have acupuncture in it, you have acupressure in it, you have Tai Chi in it, you have Qigong in it, and you also have this technique in it. Except this didn't, and I think you'll see why it didn't become very popular. So before I go further, the usual disclaimer: not a doctor, and you are here just as an education, just to learn. You don't expect any healing, but all right. Has anybody heard of this technique before?
You spell it Laura.
Laura, of course, Laura does. See, we have.
From her email.
Otherwise not, right? So first what we'll do is we'll go theory behind this technique, and then maybe we'll do a little bit of practice. so you can
Can
get
you
a
get these
flavor.
so the people online can see them?
They're seeing it.
Oh, they're seeing them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's being shared. So what I'll say, if you have any question at any time, please stop me and ask that question. And same thing goes for the people online. So how did I know about this technique? I mean, very few people know about it. So this is back in 2018. I was looking in YouTube some videos about Ayurveda. And if you know, Ayurveda is the Indian technique of medicine. And when you're watching the YouTube, you'll always get, YouTube suggest, oh, you might also want to watch this. Right? So there was one video over there which said, it was a Chinese master in a conference in Scotland. And I have lived in Scotland for 4 or 5 years, and I was wondering what this Chinese master was doing in Scotland. So I went and watched this video. And when I heard it, the Chinese master was saying, I have this technique which you can use anytime. You can use very quickly without much training. It doesn't cost you anything. And by the way, you can apply it to any symptom that you have in the body. And I said, wow, that sounds like a panacea, right? So let me look at it. So I started looking at it and I tried it a little bit and I felt a little bit positive about it. And a couple of months later, I got a email saying there was a workshop in Hong Kong about this technique by the lajin in 2018. So I wrote to them. I said, I don't know Chinese. Can I come? They said, oh, don't worry about it. We have a couple of people who know English, so you can come. So I went there in 2018, and that's why I learned this technique the right way. And then I came back to US, and then I started practicing. So I give you an example what this technique can do. So let me just put it into the slideshow. It is easier to see it. So in 2019, this is about a year later, I had gone to India, and there's a Sai Baba ashram. You might have heard of Sai Baba, some people might have.
Yes.
It's also known as the Man of Miracles. So there's a big ashram near big city of Bangalore. So I was there, and I met some of those ashram people. I told them I know this technique. And they said, oh, why don't you show us as well? So they gave me a room. And they said, you can use this room. I was there for 2 weeks. They gave me the room for 2 weeks. And people used to come, and they advertised it in the ashram. It's a huge ashram, and people from all over the world come there. So I will hold session morning, afternoon, or whenever people wanted. So one day there was a young man who came in there, and he was walking with a stick and with pain. I mean, I could see his pain. I said, what happened to you? He said he's walking down the stairs and he twisted his ankle. So it's very painful. So he went to the hospital and they said 2 weeks complete rest and painkillers, nothing else we can do. So then he heard that this man is there in this room doing something. So he said, no, worth a try. So he came down and then we worked together on this about 40, 45 minutes. At the end of the session, he dropped his stick and he walked with me for breakfast to the cafeteria. And then later on, the doctors came, and I mean, there's a lot of people came. And I've had a lot of workshops. I've done a lot of workshop on this and individual sessions. And sometimes even I cannot believe what has happened. But so the question is, does everybody benefit from it? I don't know, but some do. So it's always worth knowing some of these techniques. You never know. I mean, it's another tool in a toolbox. You never know. It could help you, help somebody else. Yeah. So with that background, let me go into a little bit more detail. So, and I think people here, this is probably preaching to the choir. Our own body, our own body is very potent, very powerful. It heals. So anytime you try any technique, the very first thing that you have to say, I will heal myself. it will work. You will, right? You'll find the right tool. That is the very first thing, I will. You don't want to outsource it to a doctor. You don't want to outsource it to anybody, or acupuncturist. They all support us. So in our culture, in Indian culture, this so much, it's very, very rich Indian heritage. It's called, in Sanskrit, this word is called the one that you see here, Amritasya Putra. So that means you're born of immortality. This body is immortal. It doesn't mean that it'll never die, but what it means is it is so powerful. It is no less powerful than you are. So let me ask a question here. What would prove to you that your body is so powerful? Nobody else is so powerful.
There's a question.
Yes, a question for the audience here.
Can you say the question?
What tells you that the body is so powerful? What indicates to you? Yeah.
Because of the healing power that the body has.
The healing power.
In the Bible, Jesus says, you too can do as I do and more, and physician, heal yourself.
Yeah, so they said, you too can do the same thing as I do. That's what Jesus said, and much more, right? I give you another example, right? You eat an apple or a banana or a piece of bread, and a couple of hours later, the body is converted into blood. There is no machine in the world which can make blood. But your body, my body, does it day in and day out. Nobody can figure out how it does it. Anything you eat, and it converts. It is so powerful. Right? So the reason I'm talking about this is because we use that power, essentially, to do this technique. And the body keeps talking to you all the time. We just have to learn how to communicate, how to listen to the body. How does the body communicate? It's another question here. How does the body communicate with us? What is it? Pain. Voices.
Exhaustion.
Symptoms, any symptoms.
Symptoms.
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah.
If you look at the slide, body needs some food, makes you hungry. Body needs some water, then case thirst. So the body keeps communicating all the time. Body's tired, then you feel drowsy. Yeah, it communicates all the time. So we have to keep listening to the body. Right? We have to learn. And this is meditation, how those techniques come in. So really the body's foundation is health. Body wants to be healthy. In order to get diabetes, you have to work very hard for many years before you grab it. It doesn't come quickly. Body keeps repairing. And ultimately it gives up, and then you have blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, right? So our foundation is health, disease and aberration that appears. So we just have to go back to the health. All right. So now I'll come back to the traditional Chinese medicine. And everybody knows yin and the yang and qi, etc. So qi, so in the body, you have all these meridians throughout the body. These are invisible channels of energy where energy called, you remember what is that energy called that flows through this meridians? The qi. And the Japanese call it ki. And the Indians call it prana. So the Chinese call it meridians, or in English we call it meridians. In the Indian system, it's called the nadis. So the energy keeps flowing in this. And energy has to flow smoothly, continuously. And what happens if it doesn't flow continuously? That's the problem, right? That is it. That's simple. So if it doesn't, if that means there's a blockage. So the energy, let's say the heart meridian goes like this. And if there's a blockage in the heart meridian, the acupuncturist will pick up a needle and stick it somewhere and say, let me stick the needle to remove the blockage. Acupressure, they'll do this to see whether I can remove the blockage. Tai Chi, Qigong, they will do like this and see whether they can remove the blockage. So there's different ways of removing the blockage. So the most important thing is to remove the blockage. So it was amazing how the Chinese master think. So they said, if you do acupuncture, you need a specialist. You have to learn the technique, what size of needle, how deep it should go, where it should go. You have to learn all of it. And if you were an acupuncturist, and if you had to see patients, in a day, how many can you see? 10, 15, 20, maybe a stretch, 25. That's a limitation. So the Chinese master said, can we come up with a technique where we can have many people at the same time? So the number is not a limitation. Plus, acupuncture still has a cost involved, in the needle and all this. So that is the amazing part of this. So this shows you over there, the heart meridian starts from here, goes like this over here. So how can you remove the blockage other than acupuncture, acupressure? So this is called the paida lajin. The paida lajin has two words, the paida and lajin. There are two words in this technique. Paida means tapping or slapping, and lajin means stretch. So the tapping, I'll show you, very simple. So the tapping is, so you have the heart meridian here, and I just tap this elbow, I just tap like this. So what it does, just wait a minute, don't do it right now. Let me explain. let me explain. There's always a right way to do it. Right? So what does it do when you tap here? Stimulates. It creates frequencies. Remember Tesla said everything is energy, frequency, vibrations. So it creates a frequency. And the frequency is energy that goes in. Right? So a couple of things it does. And you know, we all the time, we are imbibing toxins through the air, through the water, through the food, toxins. So some toxins body is able to eliminate, and some they accumulate in the body, and mostly in the joints, the toxins. So when you tap like this, the energy goes into those toxins that body could not dislodge, and they become mobile. They come to the surface, and then body can remove them. And the second thing, it provides direct energy to the meridian to remove the obstacle, to remove the blockage. It does two things. So the only thing that you have to do is just tap. So the heart meridian means it doesn't mean your heart is in poor shape. All it means there is a blockage in the heart meridian somewhere. We don't know where it is. No, heart is in Chinese system, heart is the most important organ in the body. It is the king of the body. You know why?
It runs everything, right?
Yeah, that blood goes.
Without it,
The blood wouldn't flow everywhere, which is not 100% true. But I mean, if you think the heart is so small, how can that 300 milliliter small pump the blood to miles and miles and miles of arteries? You can make a small pump and try it. It won't even push the blood from here to there, to that wall. But it's a starting point. It's a starting point. If you don't start it, it won't work. So heart, and the next one is kidney. In the Chinese system, this is how they categorize it. So this is so you tap here for the heart meridian. To feel the heart meridian, And because the joint where the toxins tend to accumulate, you tap a joint. So this is important. So now if you want to try, you can do that. It's much better to do directly on the skin. Right? So I'll roll up my, so whoever wants to try, so when you tap, you feel a sting. So now hold on. Do you feel any pain?
Yes. No. It's stinging.
It is stinging, yeah. So
They
they,
still feel
you still, yeah. So the important thing is the pain. So what is the role of the pain? When you feel the pain, what is the role of the pain? Message? You said stop.
Stop.
So stop. That means if you feel pain, then stop.
Lighter, to go lighter,
Light,
lighter.
slap lighter, less intensity, right? Higher intensity.
Maybe it's done. I mean, when you first start, you don't feel it, but if you do it enough, you feel it sting.
Yeah, keep hitting it, you'll
Yeah.
feel more pain. See, pain is so important. Let's assume God did not make pain. It's a negative thing, right? Pain has a negative connotation. So why the hell did God make pain for us?
Because it alerts us to problems.
Exactly. If you a pin or a thorn goes into the finger, and if there was no pain, I would know the thorn has gone through and become septic. If there was no pain, I could walk into fire, burn the body. I wouldn't know that I was. So pain is so important. So it's very important to understand the role of pain. So the pain here, when you feel the pain, it indicates that there's a blockage. If you had no blockage, you will not feel pain. No matter how hard you hit, you will not feel the pain. And the beauty is the same pain will remove the blockage. The same pain will remove the blockage. So that means the pain tells you that there is a blockage in that meridian, and the same pain heals it.
If you continue tapping.
So you have to have intensity so you feel pain. If you don't feel pain,
No blockage?
there's no blockage, or you're not looking hard enough, right? Maybe pain is, the blockage is deeper, it's not coming out, and you're not going to benefit. The pain is what heals it.
So if you kept slapping and the pain stopped while you're slapping, that means you're done?
Blockage is gone.
Then you're done.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And that's what happens. People keep slapping. So initially when I started, it used to pain quite a bit. And I keep practicing it, but now, I mean, I can hit very hard. Very little, very little.
So do you have to work with the meridians? Can you just like slap the heart? You know, if you have a heart issue, can you just slap the heart? Or if you have a neck issue,
No.
slap the neck?
Everything in traditional Chinese medicine is blockage in the meridians.
So
Yes.
you have to.
It's not like a heart issue, it's not like a kidney issue. It's a blockage in the meridian. So which meridian is blocked? The way to find, easiest way to find out is through the pain. You know there's a blockage, you don't know exactly where it is, but you know this pain is going to remove that blockage. You don't care where it is.
So what meridian is this heart?
So there are two meridians go through this. One is the heart goes like this, and the lungs. And there's also pericardium that goes through here. Pericardium, which goes around the heart.
This is such good timing. Last evening I had dinner, supper, play, whatever, with friends of my daughter and her little girl. And you all don't know them, so I can speak freely. He has had 2 major heart attacks in the last 6 months. He has been a heavy smoker. He's been able to quit smoking, but he has not been able to give up the alcohol. And they've told him, of course, you're going to die if you don't stop these. 2 heart attacks and 2 months away from each other, I think. Okay, so for his heart, that's, I got this. Then how does this fit into whatever is triggering the addictions to nicotine and alcohol? Are we talking about addictions as well as pain? Because addictions are certainly pain. Or is that a different approach?
Yes. So for people who are online, they probably could not hear what you're saying. I'm going to repeat. I think so. What Lana was saying, there's a gentleman who had a couple of heart attacks in a very short period of time. He smokes and drinks, etc., and he won't give up. So is there anything, is this technique related to intoxication and all those addictions? Can we? So what I have seen is people have used this technique to heal many things, or reverse many symptoms. Breast cancers, they've healed it. Diabetes, they've reversed it. And some people have also reversed the addiction. So what happens is, when you do this and you start feeling good, and then suddenly your mindset changes. And when the mindset, the addiction is all in the mind. It's all in the mind.
Is there a meridian attached to addictions?
Well, meridian is these are invisible channels of energy.
Right.
So if you are intoxicated, then it does something to that energy flow. So it will cause blockages.
I suppose if you're a smoker, it would affect your lung meridian.
So probably quite likely it will cause blockage, and also kidney, and also liver, and also gallbladder. I mean, these things go throughout the body. Yeah, when you put in stuff that is not natural to the body reacts. It tries to compensate it, but it can only do so much. And after that, it starts blocking. So if you want to try, and see whether you feel some pain, and when he wants to try, just try it out. Yes. Yeah, you continue till you can tolerate it, right? Because it might become intolerable, right? After a couple of minutes. Yeah. And just doing it, it doesn't have to be very rapid, just in a rhythm. Just in a rhythm. Like all times? Both times, one at a time. Both times. One at a time. I mean, you could do one arm today, another arm tomorrow. I mean, there's no rule here. You just keep doing like this. I mean, if nothing else, you'll have a better sleep tonight. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so is that the only thing and the only part of your body that you've hit? Is there other meridians? Is there other parts?
Yeah, I'll go through it. Yeah. I'll go through it. Yeah. So the question was, is this the only place that you hit? No, there's more. Yeah, what?
I learned from a practitioner that works with the meridians that people that are wearing those watches, Apple watches, or anything, like I switched my watch over to this arm, anything those are interrupting the meridian and causing pains and issues in the body. And he had a person who kept coming to him with neck pain. And finally, he noticed she had one of those. And he asked her if she wore it all the time, and said yes. And he showed her the difference, wearing it and not wearing it, how she felt. And she stopped wearing it, and in 2 sessions, she was better. But for 5 sessions, she was come every week. And
nothing would happen.
Still wearing this, so it was totally blocking the energy that was going trying to heal her body.
Yeah, so I'm going to repeat what you just said for the people online. So there was this lady who was going to one of the practitioner, and the practitioner said, if you have anything like an armband or a watch or a bangle or a bracelet
Those Apple watches.
or Apple Watch, it was creating an obstacle or a sort of blockage in the meridian. So it could be causing me, and once she took it off, she could feel the difference. So that could be true because I don't know enough about it. There's acupuncture points in the body. In the Indian system, they call the marma points. So actually, the Chinese system came out of the Indian masters. So in ancient times, India had thousands of universities. This is 2, 3, 4,000 years ago. And people all over the world used to come and study there. And the Indian masters would be very sought after. The Chinese emperors would invite them to come and stay in China and teach their people. So they would go there and they would pick up the local realities and enhance what they had learned in India. So the first Shaolin temple was built by Indian masters. So all these Tai Chi, Qigong, they all came through that interaction. So the marma is the origin of acupuncture and acupressure and all that. So you have these channels, meridians, they are like a sewage pipe. And then you have manholes, right, different places. The purpose of manholes is to remove the blockage in the sewage pipes. So same thing, you have these marma points or the acupuncture points to remove the blockages. So what sometimes they say, if you wear certain kind of bracelets, there are many marma points here, they will keep hitting them and keep them in good shape. So that is the other aspect. But the Apple Watch could be something very specific, or something else could be very specific that could do it.
I mean, you're saying they're beneficial?
Those kind of bangles, I mean, like a copper bangle is a good thing but it should be loose. It should be very loose. So it keeps, it should be loose, so it keep knocking at different marma points.
And bracelets made out of gemstones would be good, I would think. Beads, and they have your skin.
Well, the best ones are copper,
Copper.
silver, and gold.
Well, crystals also have energy. Crystals have energy. So
Yeah, I mean, that's a different kind of technique, which I'm not very familiar with, the crystal techniques. Yeah, there's some.
So if you don't have a particular condition that you're aware of, if you learn these areas and you just tap yourself on a regular basis, that keeps you healthy.
Well, so just think, this is a good question. The question was, I don't have any particular symptom today, and I keep tapping. What would it do? Right? That's the question. Yeah. So what happens? I give you one example. Right? Back in 1950s, when the heart attack in the United States were growing, so they decided to do some experiment to figure out what's the root cause, what's happening. So around the 1958, the Korean War. Yeah. So what they did was they took 300 hearts from the young men in the Korean War who had just died, and they brought them over to the United States to study them. And you know what they found? These are very fit soldiers, 20s. What they found? 70% had arterial blockages. 70%. But they're silent because the body keeps compensating for them. They were silent. So when you keep doing this, body, you don't know that there is a blockage in the artery, but the body does. The body will direct that energy to that place and then start removing that blockage.
So what was causing all these blockages on these young, fit men?
Well, just think, the poor lifestyle.
The diet.
poor lifestyle. What is causing now? I mean, it's a epidemic. Cancer is an epidemic. They don't call it.
I was in the army in the fifties during that war, and the lifestyle was pretty bad, believe me. Between the drinking and the smoking and the.
It is horrible. Yes.
And-
Yeah. But because you're so young, you can
Yeah.
keep doing and you can keep jumping and
Yeah,
do all those kind of things, but you don't know what damage you're causing all the time. And at some point it shows up.
So can you, would another method be like tapping up the meridian? Or do you just stay in one place on the?
Well, so I'm coming to the other points. So there are 4 main points in the body that they say you should start off with. So this is for the heart meridian. This one here, the back. You see so many joints here.
Mhm.
So when you tap this, you have to put a support. So you tap here, or put on the table or somewhere, and then tap the back of the hand. So this is for the digestive system, for the intestines, the guts. This one here, very important. I tell you, when I was so at one time, this was, I think, I don't remember when it was. I used to live in UK, so I'd gone to UK to visit my friends, and I told them I do this. So, and they're all similar age as I am. So, and everybody at that age has problems. So they said, oh yeah, show it to me as well. So they all gathered together, and we were actually tapping. We first tapped this, and then we tapped this. So soon after we tapped this person got up and he went to the toilet straight. I mean, and he just relieved. He came back and said, wow, I feel so fresh. I had not passed it out since the morning. It was evening at the time. It doesn't happen to everybody. I mean, if you have a vata type body, then it doesn't happen that quickly. But if you have a pitta or kapha type body, I'm not sure everybody knows about them.
you got a what?
So in Indian system, there are three kinds of bodies
Ayurveda.
in Ayurveda: vata, pitta, and kapha. Vata, pitta, and there's 3 types of bodies. So vata is more difficult, but the other ones, this works like a charm. So this is the second one.
That's the large intestine.
This is the gut area.
This, okay.
The gut area. The third one is the knee, inner knee here. This is where the kidney and the bladder meridians go. Kidney and bladder meridians.
I thought this was the kidney and the heart.
No, heart and the lungs.
Heart and the lungs. Okay.
Heart and the lung.
Okay.
So the kidney and the bladder would be behind in the back of the knee here. Yeah. Another thing, most of the meridians, they start from the extremities of the body, which is really the fingertips, either start or end up, fingertips or the toes. So, and there's so many meridians, I mean, there's so many, and you can buy these charts on Amazon, you can buy these mannequins that give you all these meridians. But you don't have to know them, right? I'll show you another simple trick. I mean, so these 3, and there's a 4th one, just like the fingers here and the palms, your feet has so many joints. So the other one is then many other meridians are covered by the feet, top of the feet, underneath the feet. That
So
is the
where
other,
would you hit? The top of the foot and the bottom?
both.
Both.
Yeah. But top is much more important.
So is there a particular technique you were saying you went and learned or studied? You're showing us a slapping, which seems pretty simple. You just pay attention to your body whether it hurts or not. Is there something that?
While we were practically did it, we were sitting there and hitting very, very hard. So everybody, it was a very practical workshop. You sit there every day and you practice these things till you understand the right intensity, whether it is affecting you, your body. and the food, the environment, and you learn from each other, all the participants. I mean, I could only talk to about half of them. Not everybody spoke English, but it was a very good experience. And since then, I've been to other countries, and yeah, you had questions about it.
So the foot represents what meridian?
There's many meridians.
Many meridians.
Yeah, there are many meridians. But yes,
Does it work if you're slapping somebody else?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, when I slap you, I can be a bit more intense. Make sure that there is a pain. Remember, there's one rule here: no pain, no gain.
Tapping the feet is if you have feet problems.
No.
No. So problem is always in meridians.
So what is that for?
You said many meridians.
There's several, depending on which meridian is blocked. You don't know. So what normally we would do is, first you always do the heart, this one here. And the next one is kidney, which is back of the knee. If you just do these two, you can go a long way. You can go a long way.
So what meridians would come from the feet? All the rest?
There's many. Yeah. The bladder goes through it, the kidney also goes through it. The
Liver and the gallbladder.
I think gallbladder goes through it, definitely.
So if you
Liver, I'm not sure.
If you don't have time and you tap the top of your feet and the bottom of your feet, you get it all.
Not all of them.
No.
He's saying
Because
a lot.
You could get a bunch of them. Yeah, a bunch of them. But what happens is, this joint has a lot of toxins in it. To get rid of the toxins here, you have to tap here. And you see it. So what happens is, let me show you a picture here.
Do you have a chart of all of these meridians where we're tapping?
I don't have it here.
That was a good.
So I don't have it here. But you can get, I mean, the internet is full of them. You can Google it and you can get the chart. So this is the back of the knee. Right? And I think this happened in Bulgaria. I was in Bulgaria once. Bulgaria is a small country in Eastern Europe, but there are hundreds of practitioners of this for some reason. There are many people who practice this all the time in Bulgaria. I've been there twice. So when you keep tapping, you see these dark spots come up. So these are the toxins that the body could not remove. So they come up as dark spots. So
They hang out there?
Hmm?
They just hang out there, the toxins and inside your skin?
Well, the body will keep removing. They'll disappear.
Okay.
They will eventually disappear.
By tap.
Without even tapping, they'll disappear. Yeah, if you continue tapping, it'll disappear. And if you stop tapping, let's say if it is painful, you stop tapping, it will disappear. It could take a little more time, it could take less time. So some people it takes very quickly. So in Bulgaria, I was tapping, there was a young French couple. So the young Frenchman I tapped, and he had whole of it was completely black. And 15 minutes later, it just cleared out. Mine, when I got my,
Does it go?
Blood,
the body removes it
Body, the blood.
through the feces, through the sweat,
With your pee or poop.
or pee or poop or something. Yeah, it'll just remove it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the body will remove it. It has now become mobile. It was not mobile earlier. It was stuck in the joint. Now it is mobile, and it goes away. So when it happened mine, it took me a couple of weeks before it disappeared.
Would you explain why in the legend third from the bottom?
Yeah, I have a. paddle. So you can buy these paddle on the internet. There's one of there's a hammer. So what? I'll pass this around. So you have this. This is a softer side of the hammer. Oh, you got a hammer there. And this is harder. So what? Remember the pain. Pain is so important. So I give you another trick. If you have a teeth problem, the toothache, you can just write on the pain. Wherever it pains, you can do this. And quite often you'll get relief very quickly. Or you can, this is a very soft thing, you can just use this. So what I do is I often just tap it around and see if there's some pain building up. And keep tapping.
Good for wrinkles.
Yeah, I mean, it can go away. Absolutely, yeah. Wherever there's inflammation inside. So you can tap different parts of the body and feel where the pain is. Remember, the pain removes blockage. So keep hitting at the pain spot.
What is that
remove
called?
the blockage.
What is that called? That is the
It's called the massage hammer or something.
massage hammer?
Yeah, you could do in Amazon. I think you $10, $12, something like that. Yeah. But the most effective thing is your own hand. That is the most, because this thing cannot do what your hand can do. You can buy
You're double because you're doing your hand and you're doing your arm at the same time.
exactly.
So you're doing a double
Exactly.
using your own hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when I'm sitting in a meeting, I need to clap. Or if there's a musical event where people are singing along and tapping, I just do tap like this. My clap. Rather than this. This is my clap. You can still hear clapping. Or some Indian meeting, they sit on the floor. Well, I tap the back of my feet. Same way, make noise. You save time and you're doing.
Basically, on the tooth business, if it's an infection, that won't help it, will it? Will it wash away the infection?
It can.
So that's.
Yeah.
All right.
It can help. I mean, give it a try. It won't do any harm, except you'll feel some pain.
Yeah.
So you can use the knuckles to do it. You can use this to do it. This is very soft on this side. It's not hard. This side is very hard. So when I'm going for a morning walk, I just carry this with me, and I tap different places. And people often stop on the road. What are you doing? And I tell them this is a Chinese technique. This will help. You can do it all. And believe it or not, people have come to my home to see how it works. Yes. They walk in the neighborhood and they're all neighbors of different kinds. And they benefit. I mean, I'm not doing any harm to them.
Two questions.
Yeah.
What did you say is helped by tapping the inside of the knee?
Kidney,
The inside, okay.
the kidney and bladder meridians go through this part here,
That's the back of
the back of the knee.
Oh, the back, not the.
So,
No, the back.
but
The back.
But when you're tapping, you do, if somebody wants to stand up, I can show how you do it. Here, all right, okay. So if you come here, come here. There it is, yeah. So I would do like this. Okay. You feel pain now? Painful? No. No? So I keep asking, and then I increase the intensity. Is it painful now? No. Now? No. Wow, you can tolerate quite a bit.
got a very
No?
high threshold. That's right.
Oh, I felt it was there.
There?
That's right, yeah,
Or in the front?
yeah.
Okay. Not in the back.
No.
This is how I would do it.
I borrow your cane going home.
See, yeah, you can see a spot is coming up. Turn around here.
Oh, yeah,
See a spot is coming up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Turn
I-
around,
I-
Debbie.
Can you go around one more time?
And what does that mean?
That's the toxins coming to the surface.
I just did
Yeah.
5 or 10 times. That's the toxin coming out.
Oh, that's toxins.
What, the
now.
red? The red
I
is,
didn't know that.
red is?
And then the darker, it continues to become very dark,
It's not.
and your walk will improve. You take out more toxins.
I need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, it can help you. I've seen it. I've seen it. This, if you get this kind of stuff,
You should have gotten the report, demonstrate.
Yeah.
no, I can do yours as well if you want to. Yes.
Okay, in the picture, the one on the right, is that like after you tap?
Yes. Yeah.
And it's
Oh,
bigger.
the both of them.
Like it's
Yeah, yeah,
bigger.
both of them. There were 2 people tapping, one the left. So imagine Al is standing here. I'm tapping the left leg, and somebody else is tapping the right leg. So
You've got 2 different results.
it's not symmetric. These are toxins coming out. You could have more toxins here and less here. You don't expect it to be symmetric.
Looks like veins, I mean, it looks like veins are standing out.
Yeah, well, those were already there. The veins were already there,
Yeah.
whatever the veins are.
Stopping the veins, because they start to,
No, nothing.
get dark.
No.
Well, it would help.
And I've seen varicose people, some people have varicose veins. So some people have varicose veins and you keep tapping, it's a little bit more painful. You can tap directly on the varicose veins and they'll go inside.
That you can disappear.
Yeah, they'll go inside.
What about a person that bruises very easy?
They're on blood thinner.
Well, I used to bruise really, really easy. You could just do that and I would have the finger mark.
Were you?
That's how badly I could bruise.
Were you on a blood thinner?
No,
No.
no, I have very thin blood, head very thin.
I mean, it shouldn't make any difference. Your toxin should come out very quickly.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
barely tap them and they come up.
But remember, it's a good question about bruising. This is not bruising.
No,
There is no blood vessel that is broken inside. Because if that happens, it takes a lot of time to repair it. But these things disappear. And usually you will not feel any pain afterwards.
What helped me is vitamin C, high doses of vitamin C, because vitamin C helps the walls of the vessels. And I
That
think-
helped you.
Yeah, and it helped me, and now I'm pretty normal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So the toxins would come out here too?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere, wherever you tap.
And keep tapping till they disappear.
Or you can leave them alone and they'll disappear.
Oh, I see. Takes a while to disappear.
Yeah.
What is LAJIN mean? Lajin?
I'm going to show that now. That was paida. Paida is the tapping.
How do you spell that?
LAJIN.
No, the other one.
PAIDA. That is the name of the talk, right? The first word,
PAIDA.
DA.
Paid.
P like more A-I-D.
Paid.
Let me,
In that, this is.
I don't think this picture came up. Okay, there it is. You can see this is a stretch. So here, I'm lying on this, there's a bench here, and there's a little plank on the edge. So imagine there's a bench here and there's a plank here. So you can put one leg vertically up, and the other leg is hanging down over here. The other leg is hanging down. And you put your arms behind your head. That's all. No movement. This is the lajin. This is the stretch.
That's the first part of it. Could you say why you're putting your legs up?
Well, you just this is the process of lajin. You put this one leg up, vertically up, and there is a Velcro here to hold it, and the other one hangs down, and the hands are here. So when you have this called the reclining position of lajin, the special stretch, and this exercise like 14 different meridians. So first time I did it, I did this bench I brought from Hong Kong. I mean, the first time I did it, I didn't have this bench. So I used to do like this. You see here, there's another friend in California, she's doing it. So wherever I go, people ask me and they learn this technique. You see, this is the edge of a wall. And there's a couple of few cushions she pulled out of the sofa. I made a little table and just lying on these cushions. One leg is hanging down, the other one is against the wall.
Why aren't they both up?
Hmm?
Why aren't both your legs up?
No, because this is where the stretch. This one pulls down and this pulls up.
Oh,
There's a much more powerful stretch.
thank you.
But your leg is straight on there.
No, this one is hanging down.
It's really hanging down.
Yeah.
I thought
This is the edge. Yeah.
What if your range of motion is only like 25 degrees with that one up in the air? I mean,
Well, I mean, when initially I tried it, I couldn't keep it straight at all. I mean, she's very young.
so
Mine was like 45 degrees. It was very painful. It would pain here. I'm at 45 seconds. That is all I could put up. Now I can do 10 minutes, 20 minutes and all this. So when the blockage removes, the pain comes down.
How long? Legs?
Yeah. You have to do both. Yeah. You have to-
So where was the blockage?
So one at a time.
Talking stick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So where, like, when you were only 45 degrees and it hurt so bad, where was the blockage, do you think?
We don't know where the blockage is. We only know the area which meridians are going through. So it could be anywhere. Normally.
So my question too is, I understand the meridians, I understand blockages. I've had a couple of different problems, like currently for years I've been dealing with a MRSA problem in the hip, is doing PT, that they're doing this type of thing, which is helping tremendously. But when you have issues with hips, shoulders, that comes from a blockage in one of the meridians. I mean, of course, you have arthritis and stuff too. Does that help that?
Oh, absolutely. So I give an example. When I went to the first workshop in Bulgaria, so one young lady came in that workshop, and she was a gymnastic teacher. An Eastern European, they're very good at gymnastics. When she came in the workshop, she could hardly lift her hand up, just like this. And then they tapped, and the instructor there was very knowledgeable, experienced, and they tapped her shoulder by, I think, about an hour or so. At the end of, I think she also did some stretching. At the end of it, she could just move the hand everywhere.
Now, wait, that wasn't one you gave us.
Yeah.
You added that one in.
Yeah, well, I have seen so many things with this.
Can't tell us everything in one session.
Yeah, I mean, this is just I'm just giving you some basic things. But
I'm just kidding.
you got to try these things.
Yeah.
The only way you will learn is if you try it on your own body. Everybody here has some symptom or the other. I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. Even younger people. I've seen so many young people in the 20s having multiple problems, worse than I have. Their lifestyle is much worse than I was in that age.
Is there a process for this, I'm gonna call it system, by which you can diagnose? If I know that my shoulder hurts, but you're telling me that my butt hurts or my toes or my feet are whacked out, is there a diagnosis process, or is it basically based on how we feel when we come in? I mean, obviously, if we're doing that ourselves.
Yeah, so the question is, there's a diagnosis process.
Yeah.
So Remember, the pain indicates whether you have a blockage. Right? So you just have to
That's
feel the pain.
diagnosis is going through your chest pain.
Yeah, so when I use this hammer to go around, I feel the pain point. I know
That is it.
some blockage is being, I don't have to learn which meridian is there. I know there is a blockage. Yeah. So in the other thing that happens is when you lie like this, sometimes, most of the time you'll have pain here or here. Most of the time you'll have pain here on this one here, not on this joint. But sometimes you'll have pain here also. This arm will not be exactly lying flush with the surface. And you immediately know there's a frozen shoulder coming up. If you have a little bit frozen shoulder, it will show up right here when you do this.
Well, isn't this what yoga is good for? Means we're stretching everything.
Yeah, so remember the yoga, the difference between yoga, you have a lot of movement in yoga. Here there's no movement.
You hold. Sometimes you hold poses.
Yeah, but you change the asanas. The power of yoga comes from the breathing. Kumbhak, the part of.
In Germany, they have a dance called a slap dance. I bet that makes them all healthy.
Yeah. Actually, I tell you, Germans, I've heard from people that in good old days, even the German doctors in the United States used to come in, used to tap.
Is there a place for the back, for the lower back? A tapping point for the lower back?
The back, you will have the bladder meridian, the kidney meridian. They run along the spine. So that is where you start always. So those meridians are stretched here in this. So for the back, the right sequence, first strengthen your heart. Then do the stretch. And then do the back of the knee. That itself can take care of 60-70% of the problem.
So lajin, is it? Lajin or lajin?
Lajin, they call it.
Lajin?
Yeah.
That means stretching?
Yes, this is the lajin, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, go ahead.
We have Christine here who said, do you practice acupuncture? Are you an acupuncture? Yeah, my question is perhaps certain professionals are trained to do pulse diagnosis and to know where the blockage is, but the point of this is we're self-healing, we don't need to know. So
you don't need, I mean, you are trained already to do it.
But maybe some Christine's profession does know, but we don't need to know for this.
When you feel the pulses, you usually determine if there's a weakness or an exit. But I think the symptoms is by this tapping can discern blockages in the meridians as well.
Whole body, anywhere. I mean, when this is what I'm saying, I mean, I just carry this and I can tap here, and feel the pain points. You know, there's blockages. And they say there's many, many points where you find the sensitivity with this. Yeah, it's a very simple tool. Yeah.
So using a vibrator at that, like I have that GD rub and different vibrators that I use as a massage therapist. So is that's not doing the same thing. Like if I put the vibrator on that point.
I mean, a vibrator can also help, but it's not the same thing as this.
It's a different,
Because this one brings out pain.
different kind of movement. Yeah.
Yeah, this brings out pain.
Yeah.
The vibrator, you don't necessarily get a pain. You might.
Right.
Yeah, you might.
Pain is the message for effectiveness.
Yeah, here the pain is the healer. In this
But for
technique.
tight muscles, that vibrator would really help, I would think.
It could loosen it up. Yeah.
For tight muscles. Loosen
I mean, it doesn't mean that this is the only technique that will help you. I mean, there's other techniques that, they are very powerful as well. They can really.
So the pancreas is part of the digestive system, so I presume it would be the top of the hands for the pancreas. Is that right?
remember, all you're trying to do here is remove blockages, and you find the pinpoints which indicate there is a blockage in some meridian, and you just continue with the pain and it'll remove. You don't know as a pancreas, as a liver, or as the lymphatic system. We don't know. Yeah. You could go deeper into it. You could do learning, but
Yeah, look up the meridians.
Mix this with those.
yeah, I mean, there's,
One is the pancreas.
I mean, some of my Chinese friends, they know meridians inside out. So it does help if you want to do that, but I've never gone into it.
So what about cancers? Is that, is the same diagnosis technique? I mean, you know, the slapping technique would be able to help that?
So I was told in Hong Kong, and there were many cases, this is the breast cancer. So one lady had a breast cancer in China. She went to the hospital and they said it'll cost you $50,000 or whatever, I mean, a huge amount of money. And the poor lady, she didn't have that amount of money. So she somehow came to know of this technique. And she said, okay, looks like it can help. I'll give it a try. And she was desperate. So she just kept tapping right on the where the spot all night. By the morning, it had come down in size, and a couple of days it was gone.
Broken up.
That's what
Yeah.
it was painful, but she was desperate. She had no option. Here you have option, right? I mean, Medicare pays for it. You know, you do whatever, right? Entire free. That she did, but she came out much better than what Medicare would have given you.
And is this something we would combine with dowsing, for instance, to douse where to slap tap?
If you're good in dowsing, I think it'll definitely help. If you're good in dowsing, yeah, that'll be a very good combination. Yeah.
Can't do everything at once,
Make a
so,
chart.
so find out which you need to start with and start there.
Yeah, you could just put down toe 1, toe 3, big toe, finger 1, finger 2, and in this, douse it, see which one shows up.
You can just that was which meridian of these four that he gave us.
Yeah, I think
Is
that's a
in the-
very good
in the-
idea. Yeah.
And go from there.
Do you see clients to teach, do you teach this?
This is my hobby. People come and I
So
show
you
them.
just do it as a hobby?
Yeah, I've done it as a hobby, but if
So you don't do classes, like if there were 8 or 10 of us that wanted to do classes with you, would that ever be a consideration?
yeah, we should. I'll be very willing to do it. I mean, this is my passion, one of my passions. I'll love to do it if you want to. I mean, I'm connected with many people of different specializations. So this is one of them, and I keep learning from them. And I do it every day. When I'm walking, I this is with me all the time, and I walk every day. The other thing which is very powerful is the marma. Remember, I talked about the acupuncture points and the Indian system. It's called the marma, M-A-R-M-A. So I have a great master, and he lives in upstate New York, and he's a master of this marma. Actually, I can arrange some time for him to give a talk remotely. Yeah.
Does he come down here to?
No, he'll do on the Zoom.
Oh, okay.
He could do.
We'll try to.
See, it works. Yeah.
It does work.
Yeah.
And if we could. have
We'll
it-
connect the speaker. The speaker is there. We'll connect the speaker so you can hear it.
The speakers are there,
Yeah, this little box is the speaker.
that little box.
Yeah.
I've never seen that little box before.
Yeah, I just saw that. So he can speak on here.
They might have had a meeting in here. They might, a lot of times there's nothing there but this.
The box
Yeah.
is
No,
usually
box
on the table.
yeah, we'll figure it out. No, we'll fish it out. I give an example what he did. This was 2 or 3 weeks back. I had dental pain here. Any liquid I would drink, It will pain, hot, cold, soup, anything, any liquid, it starts shooting pain here. And I tried out everything. I tried different kind of oils, and I tried tapping and all that. It didn't help. I went to the dentist, bunch of X-ray. I cannot see anything. Did the X-rays? I cannot see anything. But anyway, he did something anyway. Said maybe it'll help. I came back home. It didn't help. So I called my friend, the Murma expert, and he showed me several points on the face, and with the meditative state, you touch them and do it. And he told me by tomorrow it will be 60 to 70% gone. And that's what happened. In a couple of days, and by now, it's about 2 weeks now, nothing left. So it is, yeah, I mean, his testimony is amazing. So he's anyway, that's not the topic of today. So I'm digressing, but
Is it ever done by remote practice? Like a
see, I think
in the form almost of a prayer, but doing it instead of doing it on that person,
do it on
on myself
yourself.
as I'm thinking. And
Once you are confident, I think the remote works, because there are groups which practice remotely. So they have an open Zoom at certain periods of time. You can just go in and keep practicing, because you're alone in the house and you're feeling lonely. I kind of don't want to do it. There's not enough motivation. Join the group, you see others doing it, you also do it. So they do that as well.
Can you find out where they are and perhaps let us know so we could let everybody know in case they.
Well, I mean, I don't think it'll help you till you start practicing yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've just been exposed right now. So I think it's a good idea if you want to have a separate short workshop, couple of hours, where we can practice and you can actually go through the experience.
Let's take names.
Yeah.
Anybody have a pad of paper?
I'll leave this out and you can leave your names on it. Names and phone numbers and emails.
Okay.
And then we can get together at one place, and then
Down here.
if somebody wants to organize, right, and just set up any weekend will be okay. I'm okay.
Okay, let's take two more questions.
Yeah, so the question is meridian for the eye. Right. So the whole face there's a high concentration of meridians on the face. So I don't remember which ones go through it. I think the kidney and the bladder definitely go through this.
So if you tap up here.
You can tap anywhere actually.
Okay.
You just feel where is the pain spot.
To go along the sutures, because they're like a joint, would you go along the sutures?
Anywhere you feel a pain.
Oh.
Just with the fingertips, if you tap, you'll feel some places there is a pain.
So you don't want to smack up here, you just want to.
You can smack also, either way.
Oh,
Either.
So it's
This one is much more localized. The fingertip is much more localized. Tap is a bit wider area.
Oh, I never heard of
yeah, I just done it automatically because I've had a lot of sinus problems. And so I'm always doing
Tapping
that
here. Wow,
when
you're doing paida.
Yeah.
See, Carol.
I mean, nobody told me. I just was doing it
Naturally.
naturally.
Yes, absolutely.
So if anybody has another question.
we're passing around the paper if anybody's
Yeah.
interested in signing up.
I think Jan has a question.
It says ankle weights there. When should we wear the ankle weights?
Well, so what happens is you can put an ankle weight here. Let's say you do this and you don't feel pain anywhere. Put some ankle weight. And then you start. So if the blockage is deeper, so the first level, when you started doing it, you had pain. The first level of blockage is gone. After there's no pain. Once the pain is gone, that blockage is gone. So now you put more weight and you get another pain. It's a different blockage that pain will take care of. So remember, you are trying to flush out painful areas.
Wear ankle weights all day long,
No, when you're stretching, for the stretch.
stretching, put up on the wall.
Yeah, just the leg that is hanging down, you put the ankle weight around here.
Side, halfway.
Yeah, the down leg.
Down leg.
The one that is hanging down.
That you have an ankle weight on.
Yeah, you can put it.
So it should be touching the floor.
You should not touch the floor. Yeah,
I think she's felt.
the bench should be. Some people use dining tables, some people use coffee table, depending how tall you are. But you can also buy these called lajin benches on internet. They used to be $500. I think they've come down to $300. So several, I've heard chiropractors who.
Or Reiki tables.
Yeah. Well, there's also the dog grooming tables. You get dog grooming tables. They're tall and they have a little hole on the side. So a couple of my friends, they use the dog grooming table. It's much cheaper, $70. You can buy one. It's heavy enough. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This was so interesting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was really,
Yeah,
really
very interesting.
interesting and
I love things that we can